Well, obviously, the top story across the nation, both in news and sports, has been what's been going on over there in Buffalo with the lake effect snow. Fill me in on kind of what the sentiment has been there at the station and all across Buffalo.
You know, there's still a huge sense of teamwork and making sure that everyone stays safe and informed, of course. But I think we're all just kind of marveling at how quickly all of this lake effect snow has fallen. It's just been so quick in such a short amount of time. We're talking about anywhere between 40 to 77 inches of snow in just 48 hours, really, from the time this got started on Thursday night all the way until now. And that band is still dropping some snow for our northernmost counties in our viewing area.
For us here in Cleveland, we're actually preparing for our own snow event later on tonight through the first half of Sunday. And unlike normal snow events that you get in the winter season, lake effect snow is quite different. We still got a 50-degree Lake Erie temperature right off of Cleveland right now. So when it comes to lake effect snow, how is the city handling it, and how are they been preparing for even more snowfall?
Well, you know, the city has done actually a really good job with their snow preparedness plan because they've been able to get to about 85% of residential streets with at least one pass of the snow plows since the snow event began. So that's a big improvement compared to January of 2022, when some areas didn't see a plow for a number of days. So actually the city has dealt with it pretty well, but it really is the areas just south of the city of Buffalo by about 10 miles, shall we say. That's where you have the heart of the lake effect snow. It's the areas like Hamburg and Orchard Stadium is, where the Bills were supposed to play the Browns. Of course, that's not happening because there's 5-6 feet of snow there. And it's just amazing to see because you just don't ever see that type of snowfall event happen in such a short window of time. So it really is remarkable to see this all unfolding again in that tiny, tiny window of Thursday night until this morning, really, for that specific area.
With you being a Buffalo native and so many across Northeast Ohio moving in, moving out, what would be your best meteorological and even personal advice for those that are preparing for snowfall this winter and also new to lake effect snow?
Well, I'll say this, as someone who has to come to work as an essential employee, I would not recommend people drive in these types of significant snowfall events. My commute, which normally takes 20 minutes, took 3 hours. I got stuck twice, and I actually had to have a tractor tow me out. So it is not the type of commute that any regular person wants to make when you can just stay home. And I would also recommend have a shovel in your car because you will need it if you get stuck. That is probably one of the key things you need, but pack for days in advance. It sounds kind of crazy, but you absolutely should have a blanket in your car, a candle, a lighter, and food and water along with it as well, just to make sure that you are prepared for the elements like you see in the video just over my shoulder. It can go from very clear to very, very poor visibility in just a matter of seconds.
We've also heard reports of people being stuck in their homes, stuck on the roadways too. What is the sort of the latest that's happening with that as far as emergency officials being able to get and right the path for those that are being stuck?
Especially since the snow has tapered off on Saturday morning, they've been able to make some progress in terms of those stranded motorists, people who have been in their cars for a number of hours due to just so many semis that are parked alongside of the road because the 90 is closed for a portion all the way down to about Dunkirk, Fredonia. And so they can't actually access the highway. So there are semis that are parked on the road. There are stalled vehicles and stranded motorists as well. So it's making for a really tricky situation for anyone who is an essential employee and trying to get to work or return home. But it is getting a little bit better as we head hour by hour through this because they are able to kind of make progress compared to yesterday when snowfall rates were 2-3 inches an hour. You just can't make any sort of progress in terms of snow cleanup when it's snowing that hard.
Winter weather preparedness, also making sure you pay attention to the forecast. Carl Lamb, WGRZ meteorologist. We will be thinking of you guys, and as well, we're going to be preparing for our own snowfall over the next 24 to 36 hours. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much.
No problem, Jason.
Go Browns.